Questions on the diamonds? In D, guys, I had a question about D earlier, so we might as well go over it. When they give you the product and you're trying to find the two numbers on the side, you want to think about your list of multiples. So factors. I have gotten this wrong forever. 32 years old, still can't get it right. Multiples multiply up to the number. Right? So when we think about the multiples of 24, and this would be like perfect work to have written out on your paper if these are still a struggle for you, I'm looking for multiples that add to 10. And I finally find them at 6 and 4, because they add to make 10. For 33, might as well go over it. Yeah, we already did this. I think I gave it back to you, but I already have you down as a check. You're good. We did this. So our median, guys, you should have the list of numbers written out in order. If you don't, you're going to get a check minus. The median is middle, right? The median is middle. So we have to write all the numbers out in order, but then we actually have two middles here. So we got to find what's in the middle of the middles. And some of us would be able to say, oh, it's 18.5. If we can't do that quickly, we add them together, divide by 2, and we get 18.5.
Or you just say 18 and 1/2.
Yeah, 18 and a half. Any other, the mean? It's right here, but you would have work to support that you added them all up and then divide. So guys, the work, and some of you were like, well, I did it all on my calculator. The work that you would show for mean is whatever that total sum was, divided by how many numbers are here? 12. There are 12 numbers there. So you'd have the sum of all of them divided by 12. Well, I don't know, whatever the answer key said, but they round. Yeah, so guys, if your answer is not exactly what they give us, it's probably because of rounding. So always think about, did they round or did you round? It's due by the end of the day. It is due by the end of the day. Franco, we miss you. Hopefully I remember to actually email this to you, but I'm hoping you're keeping up on our channel. Sorry I did not update this, but yesterday's homework was 422 as it says up on the board, and you guys already knew that. And today we are going to do 423, but it's not due Monday. Right, I'm not going to make 423 done Monday. We're going to take questions on Monday. Monday might just be like a homework day. I don't know. Well, actually, we're going to take a mastery at some point next week. It's probably just going to be like 2 or 3 questions, but it's going to happen. So probably on Monday. John? Absolutely. We have a problem about Robert's new hybrid vehicle on that worksheet, so... Yeah, Robert, Galena pedigree. He wants to be friendly to the earth, so he's going to get a hybrid. Because he has a license and can drive. Yeah. All right, so with what we talked about yesterday and 2 days ago. Okay, there's a box there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still standing, right? What things did we say proportional relationships have? If you don't remember, it was on our notes at the top where it said, but it's probably the paper you just turned in. Yep, it is the paper you just turned in. What did that paper that you just turned in say, Layla? Ooh, things need to be consistent. That is one trait, but actually that doesn't make it proportional. That's just one thing that proportionals have. So you're right, but there's more specific stuff we talked about. John? I know what you're trying to say. The Y would be... Do you want to pass it off, John? I want to pass it off.
Okay, isn't it X times number?
There is some relationship where Y is a number times the x. Y is... So guys, think about it like this. If I'm going to order pizza because you guys win the homework competition, which you're in last place right now, but they're tied for first. No, you're in second place right now, right? They're tied for first and you're in second. That's a nice way of saying you're in last place. If I'm going to order pizza for our celebration, and I decide to order 3 slices for each of you, I could make a table saying, like, kids and slices of pizza. So if we have 1 kid, I'm getting 3 slices for each of you, I'd get 3. If 0 kids, like nobody wins, how much pizza do I get? 0. And if the class is all here, and we have 20 people, how many slices of pizza? 60. Because this would be proportional. This is always times 3. And I actually just kind of gave away the other thing that we have to look for. What's the other thing we have to look for? If you have 0 kids, you have... So 0, 0 has to be in proportional relationships. I want your team, and I would copy these down really quickly. Look at these 2 tables. Determine which one is proportional and which one isn't. Why? Which one is proportional? Which one isn't? Okay, those are stuck in my head like all weekend. Yep. You can. It's not due until Monday. You can if you want. It's totally fine. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Everything I told you today, you can if you want. Oh, that's very blank. Such empty. Such empty. Well, you gotta do it to defend it. Huh? Where are you all?
You're right.
And is B? Does that work? You need pencil or what can I do? Ooh, candy? Ooh, no, not candy. I'm not paying attention, so I zoned out for a second. I'm kind of tired. I'm going to have to put on my DJ Hoodcap cap and fake it till I make it, right? Gotta get pumped. Alright, I got a random card because this other classes yelled at me because like a bunch of hands went up and then I feel like I'm playing favorites. So remember, you can pass. And of course, Franco, your card's on top. We miss you, dude. You guys can guess. Franco's out because COVID stuff. Laylan, we just talked. I'll go ahead and scoot past you. Carmen, did your group decide which one of these is proportional? You can pass. Lucas. You want to defend why?
Well, because for A, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. And you can continue the pattern. But also, 0 times 2 is going to be 2.
And then we could add a 0, 0, right? So what Lucas is saying is the y there is always double the x. I think that happens in B, at least when I first look at it. Deekshita, what do you think? I was about to say, I thought she was here. It makes sense. Vincent, what'd you think? On B.
It's not proportional.
Why?
If you did 1 times 2 is 2, but 2 times 2 is 4, and
Oh.
instead is 3. So they're just adding 1 instead of multiplying it by 2.
Trapdoor. Trapdoor. Do you know it? Go ahead, John.
It's actually just plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5.
This looks nice. The table looks nice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Who do we? I don't know. It's not proportional because do we have 0, 0? Well, what if I subtract 1 and subtract 1? I'd have 0, 1. Crap. So guys, this leads us to being able to look at graphs and determine if it's proportional or not really fast. So what I want you to draw on your paper, draw like the first coordinate, like the x, y, like this thing. Actually, I'll draw it down here so I can get bigger. Draw like x, y, the first quadrant when we graph, right? When we graph stuff. A proportional relationship, we said, let's see if this works with colors, starts at 0, 0 and goes up consistently. Like my 3 slices of pizza per kid. But that relationship that looked nice, but was not proportional, it doesn't start at 0. And if it doesn't start at 0, it's not proportional. Because it has to have the 0, 0 point. Bless you. Questions on that? If we do not start at 0, it is not proportional. So, anyone ever go to trying to think of what makes sense. Magic Mountain. Does it cost you money to get into Magic Mountain? Does it cost you money to play the games? So, even if you play 0 games, did it cost you money? Yeah. So, is that proportional? No. Because they charged you just to go in. And then every game you play costs money. It's the same with what? Yeah, like Cedar Point. So if you're talking about games, right? But we could talk about, so Cedar Point is still not proportional. And here, so this is a fun, I didn't plan on this, but, so let's talk about Cedar Point real quick. So, rides, let's say rides and dollars. If you go to Cedar Point and you just go there, if I go to Cedar Point and ride no rides,
It's a 50 for an entry fee.
like $50, yeah, I don't know, I'm guessing. But then, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
My rides don't charge me any more money. Guys, this graph would look like this. If I don't spend any more money all day long, I spent $50 and I rode a bunch of rides. But if I went to Magic Mountain and paid to get in and then started playing games or riding their rides, it's still not proportional, but now it goes up. Right now I gotta pay more.
That's not good.
That depends on who you are. If you work for Magic Mountain, it's good.
They give you like
So, ways, you can draw these if you want, but you don't have to. Ways that we can spot not proportional. If it's wavy. If it changes, right? If it's not a straight line. So this is obviously not a straight line. I got some people not looking and I'm worried because I'm going to throw things like this on a math street. And then, Eve, why is this one not proportional? Boom, it does not start at 0. Questions on spotting non-proportional graphs? But also, even if it does start at 0, if we do like up and then over, and like this is not proportional either, because it needs to do the same thing the whole time. This would not make any sense at all on this graph. Correct. Yeah, well, unless it grows consistently, which hardly ever happens. So, real quick, I want us to practice finding unit rate. So actually, if you if you would, these are all unit rate problems. And technically, we're talking about unit price. So you're being asked to figure out the dollars per pound, or the price per pound. We talked yesterday about per being dangerous, but I said if you are asked to find price per pound, what does per tell us to do? Divide. So here, we're going to set up divisions. Ah, crap, wrong page. Yes, I know, that was the wrong page. Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm just way out of order. This is the problem with Fridays. If my classes are out of order, I'm out of order, I get no break. All right, Robert. Robert's a friend of the earth. Right? Go. It would be really funny if we just later are like, Robert, thanks for getting a hybrid. Because I love when the problems involve your guys' names, just like coincidentally. If Robert's getting a... Now, hold on. Can anyone tell me the difference between a hybrid and a fully electric vehicle? Anyone know, like, anyone's parents have, like, a Tesla or anything like that? Do you know the difference between them? Your parents have a Tesla? Yeah, it's a pretty cool vehicle. Oh, yeah. So, guys, my buddy has a Tesla. And it's interesting because he'll tell me, like, oh, I need to find a charging station. And it's like he's talking about his cell phone, right? But he's talking about his car. A Tesla is like a fully electric vehicle. It only plugs in. There's nowhere to put gas. And actually, like, the front of it is also a trunk. It's called a frunk, and I find that way too funny. Because there's no engine. And I asked him, like, wait, I feel dumb. How's the car go? And there are motors at every wheel. There are separate motors at every wheel. So the front is empty. It's a frunk. But in a hybrid vehicle, it uses gas at slow speeds because the electric engine isn't as good as like the Tesla. So if Robert buys a hybrid and it needs gas to go, and he has no gas, how far can he go? Zero. So this question has gotten more confusing as electric cars come out, but hybrids use gas. The electric doesn't really kick in until you get to higher speeds, and then it keeps its momentum using the electric engine. So talk with your team, fill in the rest of this table. How can we determine if he's got 3 gallons, how far can he go? 6 gallons, how far? Ooh, they gave us this. I bet you this is useful. Talk with each other, grab a calculator if you need it. Ooh, all right, have one out. Click on the draw. Gravity's fighting with John. That's a throwback to Fiddler on the Roof when they sing the song Tradition. Do we normally talk in gallons per mile or miles per gallon? Miles per gallon. It's on like almost every car commercial. Miles per gallon. Ooh, I'll put it in the jar. Thank you. Guys, we gotta clean my room over break. I heard a lot of people grab their calculator and go for division. What division are we doing? Careful, 420. What the heck? Do you see the smartboard just jump on me? It's possessed, man. If we're trying to calculate, guys, remember, if they tell us miles per gallon, somebody already divided. But if we're asked what is the miles per gallon, we gotta divide. and I'm repeating myself because in past years, kids mess this up over and over again. If we don't know it, we divide. If we know it, normally we're going to end up multiplying. So if we do 420 miles divided by how many gallons? 12, which is actually this point right here, 12 and 420. What do we get?
Or you could do
35.
Or you could do 42 divided by 2, which gets you 21, and then
We can't
add
really.
a 0. No, and then add a 0.
That doesn't work.
What about?
Oh, you mean doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Keep that thought. So we get 35 miles per gallon. So if I wanted to add a little space over here, I could say one gallon will get me 35 miles, which is pretty darn good. My car only gets about 22 miles per gallon because it's not electric. Or it's not hybrid, right? John, explain what did you just say?
I did. I said to make it easier for you if you don't know how to do division like in the hundreds. Make it 42 instead of 420. Save the 0 for later. Divide it by 2.
So John is saying I don't even have to get this if I recognize if my gas is half, my distance will be half. So 210. Or how many people did 35 times 6? That's another way that we could get there. 35 times 6. So wait, if I divide by 2 again, and divide by, I get 105. Or you could do 35 times 3 and get 105. Questions? Now, I think we're ready for that whole. Oh. Sorry, still we're not on the slide I thought we were on. All right, so Kenny's parents are kind of getting on him about texting. Right? And so Kenny's like, look, it's not affecting my schoolwork. I'll prove it to you. I'm going to teach you about proportional relationships. And his parents are like, what? Who? Common Core? I don't know why every parent just wants to be like, Common Core. Yeah, tell your parents I like the Common Core. They can come fight me if they want. I got in an argument, well, not an argument, I got in a conversation with a person at Staples the other day about the Common Core, and I'm kind of on my soapbox. So Kenny tells his parents, my texting is a proportional relationship. And his parents are like, well, yeah, because if we don't give you your phone for any time, if you have your phone for 0 minutes, how many texts can you get? 0, right? Like at least you don't know, right? If you don't have your phone, you don't get them. So then Kenny's like, look, I had my phone for 14 minutes. I got 22 text messages. And his parents are like, whoa, Kenny, you're way too popular. Or, sorry, yeah, other way around. 22 minutes, 14 messages, that's not as bad then, right? I guarantee some of you get 14 messages in 22 minutes. Oh my God. And his parents are like, wait, why is this proportional? He says, well, because in 7 text messages, that was 11 minutes. And his parents are still like, okay, but what? Proportional? Finish this table. Whoa. With your team, John, you're about to get muted.
Am I right?
John, don't make me go get your sister. So, you shouted out an answer, and that's a big no-no. Talk with your team. What can you recognize in this table? I don't think that this is very nice. Or this. I don't think either of those are very nice. So I encourage you, try to find something else. Do I need to grab a remote to be able to mute you sometimes? You cannot shout out the answer. I heard you, John. I don't care. I want you talking about the process. Talk about the process. Well, I don't see it. Well, I don't see it. I'm walking away. Guys, I don't even care. Yeah, that's all it takes. I don't even care if you write down all the labels, but please make the table with the numbers. As I'm walking around here saying, I got it, I don't mean this to hurt your feelings. I don't care what's in your head. I want to see what's on your paper. Right? I want to see how you think. And to see how you think, you either got to write it down or got to cut open your head, and I think one option's better than the other. Well, I think they can shove electrodes in and look at your brain without cutting open your head, but that's probably not fun either. Probably not fun either, right? So, show your work.
It's probably not very, very good, but pretty expensive.
Cards.
No, why?
No, why? Aiden, got any thoughts to share?
So I'm looking at each side of the table and I realize 7 is a double of 4. No, 4 words left.
You're good.
Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14. And 11 times 2 equals 22.
Oh, this is what Kenny is showing his parents, and he's saying, see, look, proportional. So then, can you tell me what else we can do, or are you going to pull my next card?
Okay, so figure out how many messages are in 55 minutes. 11 times 5 is 55. 37 times 5 is 35.
So, if this is proportional, whatever we decide to multiply by on the outside works. So, Aiden said to get to 55 from 11, we would do times 5. So, as some of us heard John yell out, and then we yelled at him, our messages here would be 35. Does that make sense? Now, here's why I told you to avoid the middle of the table. Back in the previous questions that we've been doing, we could essentially just take the one value and divide it by the other, like when we said y was twice of x, right? Or y was 3 times x. If we do that here, guys, 22 over 14, it equals 11 over 7, but is this nice? No, but that is true. This is like the number that we would get. So, if his parents asked him, well, what about for M messages? What about M message, like any number, M, like a variable amount of messages? The multiplication across the table here is 11 sevenths M, which is, it's not very nice, but that is what it is. That's why the outside of the table is sometimes nicer to look at, but what we're looking for is multiplication. So you might want to make that note on your paper. Some of us fall in the trapdoor of adding. We're looking for multiplication relationships, right? Multiplication relationships. The last thing we're doing together is some unit rate price per pound. I already wrote this down. You probably already wrote this down because I was ahead of myself. If they ask us for price per pound, we think about division, but then if we're dividing by a fraction, what can we do? And I said that too fast. If we're dividing by a fraction, keep, change, flip. Guys, some of us are forgetting to flip this. This is why we're going to practice this. Write down this work and make sure we flip that second fraction. Make sure we flip that second fraction. Keep, change, flip. Makes that math be able to be more manageable. Yo. Sweet. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna eat during the staff meeting. We actually have some treats today. I think it was on a practice assignment, which now that we're doing like we did the test part correctly, but we didn't necessarily have the work written. Okay, you do back here. So like back here you do show it correctly. But I forget who there was a person and maybe it wasn't you that was forgetting to flip their second fraction. Alright, for the sake of time, let's bring this together. If we keep change flip, and guys, please check your work because I think it was somebody in this room that was forgetting to flip their fraction. This becomes $8.40 for a pound of cheese. It better be some nice cheese. Look, give me some goat cheese on a salad and I'm going to be happy.
Goat cheese?
Goat cheese is great. Yo, this is where people that, like, especially if you're not flipping it, it actually gets harder. Well, in this case, it wouldn't be harder. But we got to keep change flip, right? So this becomes $1.50 times 3/2. Which is $4.50 over 2. Don't forget about that denominator. Comes out to be, and this is for the bananas. We're on the bananas. $2.25 a pound, which I feel like is kind of expensive for bananas.
Aren't they usually like 99 cents?
Yeah, it depends if they're like organic or whatever though.
What's the
Like the turkeys we're getting for Thanksgiving, a friend of mine raised on a farm in a field. So, like, they're more expensive because they're, like, nicer as opposed to, like, if they were in a warehouse, like, at, like, Tyson or wherever those places are. So it all depends on the quality, right? All depends on quality. 6 for 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and keep change flip. 6/1 times 4/3, right? I changed it to multiplication. I flipped my second fraction. We now get 24/3, not 8 pounds, $8 a pound. And D actually gets nicer when we do the KCF because it becomes $7.50 times 6/5. These can cross-reduce if we want to. Guys, what's 75 divided by 5? 15. This, we could actually reduce down to 1.5 and 1. Or if you just have a calculator, yeah, we get 9. Sorry, I should be writing that in green, but we get 9. So sliced turkey is apparently more expensive than roast beef. That's all the time I got. So, and that's all, folks. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.
You can scare me out of each.
That my mom bought me that. But really, I think that's for other people. I'm never afraid of middle schoolers, but I mean the rest of the world. There's nothing the world can do to scare me because I'm used to middle schoolers. So 423 will not be due till Tuesday. So like, you don't have to. I mean, you can turn it in if you really want.